Well, folks, it's amazing what just a week can do. Oh, by the way, I'm on the river. You're going to get background of the river shots for the background this time instead of my truck with all the rod racks. Actually, got some nice river scenery to do. Well, anyways, it is amazing what just a week can do in the changing of fishing. Because last week it was tough. I mean, we were in. This week it's been very good fishing we've had in the last few days. So we've gone from famine to feast. But anyways, let me get a couple quick announcements out of the way. First is if you're interested in mine and Rick's flies, once again, Pineville Sport Shop has a whole selection of our flies. Go in and ask which ones are mine and Rick's, and they'll definitely point you to those flies. The second thing is Rick has a handful of dates came available for the end of October and early November for steelhead fishing. And if you're interested, the contact information will be on the end of the video. And you just let us know and reach out to us and we'll get you in touch with Rick and you guys can get it sorted out. And third, once again, don't forget that we're doing a spay casting clinic on the last weekend of August. So if you're interested, just get on our mailing list. Send us an email. We'll put you on our email list when we start doing confirmed dates. Well, got that out of the way. Now let's talk about the fishing. In the past week, a lot has changed. Significant changes. First is we got a lot of fish. There's a few jumping in the background. Hopefully Rachel won't hook a fish while I'm trying to get this report done. But it's been we've gone from very tough fishing to very good fishing in a very short period of time. Very typical of tributary fishing. Like I say, conditions can and do change quickly, and that's exactly what has happened. So the other big change is there's some spawning activity out in the river. They kind of started a little bit early, so looks like we're going to have to start carrying a few egg flies. Not seeing a lot of steelhead or browns yet. There's a tiny micro handful of them around, but I suspect that probably that'll change soon enough too. As for cohos, we're not seeing a lot of coho, so it's primarily a Chinook gig still. We're catching a lot of really nice salmon in great shape, and the biggest thing we got to deal with still is these salmon still have their anger issues. I'm fishing down in the DSR. This is where I am right now on the Douglas and Salmon Run. We're down here fishing, and yeah, these fish are angry. We have to use a 12-pound tippet to just hang on to them. We go to 10 to try to get more bites and get the fly to perform better, and we just get busted off on the eat. I mean, they're very aggressive on the take. So I'll talk a little bit more about tippets in a minute. So that's been really good. A lot of flies we've been using. Today has been a woolly bugger day. I mean, that thing is just been eaten up. We've been woolly bugger. It's also, keep in mind that it's been a little bit, they fluctuate a little bit during the day to day. Today's been great on those buggers. Other days it's been we had a really good day yesterday on I was off yesterday, the day before. I get into a time warp when I get on the water every day. On a purple and Shuri's zonker, size 4 zonker. Still the biggest pattern, the biggest thing down in the lower river is big flies. 4s, even 2s have been working good. Nice intruders like that. I don't have any in my pocket at the moment, but we've been swinging some intruders and doing really well with those too. About like that. Upper river, Ricky spent some time in the up top. A lot of fish up top. It's stacked with them. Even when we had those little micro trickles and everything else, it built up. A lot of fish up there. The biggest thing is more petite flies. You may have to drop down to a 10-pound tippet or even an 8-pound tippet because those fish have been through the gauntlet and there's a lot of fishing pressure now. So when you get upriver, here's the tippet thing. Lower river, we can get away with 12-pound. Upper river, yeah, sometimes on 12-pound tippet, but a lot of times we got to drop down to 10 or even 8. The biggest thing is that fly's got to have more of a natural swing to it, more of a lifey look to it, and then the fish will definitely respond and get a lot more bites that way. Sometimes you got to fish a light drag and be very careful on the take that they don't break you off on the take. So you got to be a little light-handed when they eat. And you get that rod swept downstream, get a good side pressure on them, and let the fish get the hook set into them without busting you off. We definitely get a lot more bust when we go down. So upper river, you want to run a little lighter tippet and a much more petite fly. or downriver, we can get away with the heavier stuff. The heavier tippet you run, the more the fly doesn't look natural. So that's why I think it's more important upriver to run a lighter tippet. And of course, they've been in the river for a while, so they'd like to respond to a little smaller fly and a little bit more petitely tied fly. You know, that's just less material. So that's with the flies. Once again, we've been doing very good with the tree suckers, the earth tone woolly buggers, the blacks, the olives. We're starting to get some fish start smacking like orange egg sucking leeches, and with all the spawning there, a couple of the guys are starting to pick some up on like orange egg beaters, you know, size 8 egg patterns. They're starting to get some really good grabs in there. They're looking for a trout or see if there's a brown trout or steelhead hanging around. Unicorn hunting right now, and they've been the salmon have been sucking them in. So that's kind of what's been going on. So things have turned around, a complete 180-degree turn in the fishing activity. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to cover. Now, water flows are still at 350. It's been dry. We need rain. It's been very dry, but we're still holding on at that 350 release from the dam. We could use some rain because the reservoir's getting a little bit low, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried about water flows. The water temperatures are excellent. We're having like cold nights. I think it was warm tonight. We got down to the low 50s. But yeah, even in the day. So we've been having somewhere between the 40s, 50s in the morning, nice cool mornings, and then just wonderful Indian summer days when it's in the like high 60s, low 70s. So the water temperature has been flirting around in the high 50s, low 60s, just perfect for these salmon. Part of the reason why I think we're dealing with so much anger issues, we got just ideal water temperatures, and they're strong. That's pretty much with the water flows. Like I mentioned, the flies earlier, stay with the woolly buggers. You know, size 4 lower river, go to size 6 upper river. Same patterns, some peacock and blackish, and some olives, some black buggers. Pink buggers have been working good. We started using the pinks and the purples. Has been working pretty good. Same thing with the zonkers, the pink zonkers, the cherie zonkers have been working really well. And obviously upriver run a little lighter tippet. You can get away with a little bit more downriver, but really not much difference from one end of the river to the other. And a lot of fish up top, but there's also a lot of folks. But if you can find a little spot and you can work some water, you're going to have some really good fishing upriver. You might have to just hike around and find a little corner, especially on the Saturdays because it's been busy. However, there's been some really good, you can probably find some good water in the fly zones. You can probably find some good water all the way down, even little tip, take a hike to the Sportsman's, go downstream. There's, you know, burn some boot leather, you'll find some water. That's about what's going on. Once again, a bunch of folks have seen me on the river, stopped and said hello, chatted with me, told me you're watching the videos. Thank you for stopping and saying hello. It's good to meet you and find out where you're from. As always, and once again, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. I finally got a new camera I can carry in the river, so we should have some river stuff coming on too, mixed in with the fishing reports. So it's real important you hit the bell icon when you do the subscribe. I'm hoping to have something coming up here really quick. But be patient with us. We're fishing guides. We're on the water every day, and we're primarily have to do fishing stuff first and video stuff second. So it's time to fish, and good fishing to you. See you on the water, folks.
Tail.